What's up, Cortez here. Today, I'm going to talk briefly about these stray dogs. A lot of folks are just unaware when they arrive into Mexico at the sheer volume of dogs on the streets. And they're surprised. They're like, man, Cortez, I see all these dogs. Are they going to attack me? I heard they had strays, but I didn't think it was this bad. So that's something that you can expect to see when you get here. That's going to be different right away. So that's the reason for this video, just to kind of prep you for it, because it's not a very much common sight in the United States. So when I say there are a bunch of strays, I think that I read some statistic that indicated that 70% of Mexico's 16 to 20 million dogs are strays or street dogs. I think that the term they use, callejeros, which means street dogs or village dogs, and I'll talk about that in a minute. One of the reasons there are so many stray dogs on the street, many of them are born on the streets. One of the things here in this culture, Latin American culture, they just don't believe in neutering or spaying pets, dogs. It's just something that they just don't do. Cultural thing. I'm sure it goes much deeper than that, but it's just one of the things they just don't do for the most part. And so you have all these dogs running around, dogs having more dogs, probably more than the average. Dogs having more dogs more than average. You know what I'm saying? And so these litters are born on the street, and they here. Another reason, one of the other biggest reasons is you'll find dogs on the streets is they're abandoned by their owners. Again, this is not my information. A lot of this stuff that I've heard other people say. I've been looking into this topic online and just reading other sites, and responsible pet ownership is really not a big thing here. And a lot of times, families will put the dog out on the street maybe because the dog or even puppy bit their child and they don't know how to train it, they don't train it. So rather than go through the process of trying to train the dog, before or after something happened, they just put them out on the street. Oftentimes the dog gets sick, and that's another reason they put them out, and the dog is sick, so they just put them out on the streets. One of the other reasons, and going back to the spaying, the sterilization, another thing, a lot of the families here, funds are pretty tight, don't have a lot of excess money, and so they just don't spend the money on the spaying or the neutering. And so again, many times these dogs end up on the streets and they're just reproducing and reproducing. The overwhelming majority of dogs that you run across on the streets, they're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Most are good natured, very friendly. Most of them are going to be skittish, meaning they run away from you, and they will interact with you if you go up to them. Some of them, but the vast majority, many are skittish and very wary of people, and tend to go further away from you as you approach them. So have I ever been concerned about getting bit or anything? When I first got here, I was nervous. I was like, man, I'm gonna go around the other street because there's these 3 dogs down on the street, or this dog is laying in the road. Over time, I started to learn them dogs don't bother nobody. When I first got here, I was walking the streets, just kind of highlighting Merida, showcasing Merida. And as I did that more and more, I realized dogs don't bother nobody, and they really don't. There is a lot of interaction with the community. One of the reasons callejeros, village dog, the reason that's the name village dog is because really the community in many parts of the city and throughout other Latin American countries, they take care of the dog as a village. So oftentimes you'll see bowls of dog food, bowls of water on the streets. And so a lot of these dogs, they know where to go pick up food and get food and know what time to go eat food. A lot of the restaurants and businesses step up, they put food out to kind of help in taking care of the dog. So a lot of these dogs just ain't abandoned. Now, in different areas, different communities where income proportions are drastically different, you're gonna see a lot of dogs that are just sick and unhealthy, hungry, starving on the street. But you got a lot of good natured people. Many of the foreigners that come here, they generally participate and volunteer in different programs that many have put together themselves, and they kind of go out and just place food throughout the city and make sure dogs got water. Oftentimes people put food out not factoring in the fact the extreme heat. So if you're out there putting food out in different places, also consider, putting some water out, because the heat out here is atrocious, particularly here in Merida. Other parts maybe not so much. So while people will throw food out, the water is a very important thing to consider. So if you are a lover of pets and you would like to participate and help in terms of assisting with stray dogs, I would suggest that whatever city you land in, join local Facebook groups for that city and just go in and post and introduce yourself and just ask, are there any organizations or any ways you can help with stray dogs and stuff like that. So a lot of these folk get together, they raise money, they go get these dogs, they get them spayed and neutered. They, like I say, they meet up and assist with feeding and drinking dogs. They raise money to pay for surgeries for sick dogs and stuff like that. So because it is a thing. Approximately, I saw this on the website. Approximately 20,000 dogs are put down each month. So there's a big collective movement on getting information out and educating people on how to be responsible dog owners and pet owners. And and their goal, of course, is to bring those numbers down as they get more information out there. So like I said, there's a lot of dogs. There's a lot of opportunity to adopt dogs. Somebody asked before, if I find a stray dog, can I take him home? And I read somewhere about Mexican law stating that if a dog hasn't been claimed or something like that within 72 hours, then the other person loses responsibility or lose rights to that dog. Now, I don't know how well that would actually hold up, because many of the dogs that you think are stray dogs are really owned by somebody, and they're not just stray, they just happen to be loose. Now, these dogs out here built different. they smarter than your average dog, you know what I'm saying? So there's been time these dogs know to look across the street before they run across the street, because they don't want to get hit by a car. These dogs, I've seen many dogs climb fences. They'll climb the fence and get over on the other side, which look like in this case to be their home. They done escaped, ran out into the streets, and then run back home, jump back over, climb back over the fence, and go on the other side. So it's funny to see that. I've seen that quite a bit. So if you have it in your heart and you like to participate and help, again, join some of the local Facebook groups in the city that you're in and just kind of put your information out there to find out how you can assist and help, whether it's with dog food, medical treatment, sterilization, and whatnot. Because there are, like I said, there's a lot of dogs out here, so that's going to be something different that you see. So a lot of folks here are just cruel to dogs, dog fighting, they'll torture dogs, so it's a thing. Again, it's not like it is in other places, but not to say that it's bad or wrong. A lot of the cultural norms are drastically different here versus there or here, and so on and so on. So, Just wanted to share that with you, but it's okay. Now the dogs, some dogs are territorial, not many. I don't. Some dogs will bark at you when you walk down the street, but I've never had one chase me down or anything like that. And even when you see 3 or 4 dogs together as you're walking by, the dogs just really walk around and mind their own business. You'll see them at the stores and just cruising and laying out in the streets, laying out on the side of the road, just chilling. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say there's a not to say that a dog won't bite somebody on occasion. I imagine it happens, but for the most part, overwhelming majority, man, most of these dogs want to move out the way when you come by and leave you alone. So they're not as aggressive, particularly like them dogs in the States, man. You put the dog out there, man, I would never walk past any of them dogs in the States because them dogs will turn on you. So, but that's that. If you're looking for more information about living abroad, moving abroad, like to book a telephone consultation, visit the website moveabroadandthrive.com. You'll see some consultation links up there. We also have a VIP member service, which includes a free telephone call if you choose our lifetime membership option. Also at the website moveabroadandthrive.com. Join our free newsletter to get free tips and resources on living abroad. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.